I'm a little bit tall, so. Thank you, Elizabeth, for that wonderful introduction. My name is Khari Simpson. I was an intern at Havas Worldwide the last 6 months, and I'm going to just speak a little bit about my experience at Europe. There's so much that I could say about this program, the staff, the students, the corporate partners, the legacy, the opportunity. It's really going to be hard for me to sum it up into one speech, but I'm definitely going to try my best. Europe has probably been one of the biggest blessings for me so far, maybe even all of us. They have taught us discipline and support in a world that doesn't care if we mess up. Most of all, they've given us opportunity in a place where people like us get overlooked based on demographics, based on our age, our educational background, where or how we grew up, how we speak, and I honestly can go on and on. I believe Europe has given us all this opportunity. The opportunity to beat odds set against us, the opportunity to develop skill sets we will use to progress in our futures, the opportunity to realize we can accept any challenge thrown our way, despite how hard it may seem. They have presented us with this opportunity, but it's only up to us to take what they've presented and use it. Europe gave us the baton, but they cannot make us run. I remember right before I got into the program and what I thought I'd get out of it, and I got so much more than I expected. 2 years ago, I came home from what I'd say was probably one of the best times of my life. I finished off my first year at Howard University and owed a little over $35,000 and was told that I couldn't return until I paid my back balance for the previous year. While at Howard, like I said, I had the time of my life. What I didn't do, though, was prepare myself for the hole I'd be soon digging myself out of. So when I came home, the only job I got was a part-time sales associate at a local self-service dog grooming and washing company. I was making $9.25 an hour and somehow thought I'd be able to make it back to Howard in the fall. Although I didn't prepare myself for what all things life can throw my way. So I worked my butt off, long hours, picking up extra shifts and stressing myself out, all to come up short. I couldn't afford to go back. And even at one point, I was working 2 jobs and still not making nearly enough. School was the route that everybody said you had to be that image of success. But I felt like I had failed myself because I couldn't go back. I was back to square one, the whole reason why I left Chicago and went to DC in the first place. What was I supposed to do now? I'm not super religious, but later that year I found myself getting closer to God, so I prayed. I asked God what it was He wanted me to do and if He can give me a sign on how I could get there. Then I heard about Europe, which is kind of funny because it's something my mom told me about right before I went to Howard, but at the time I wasn't the best listener. So I applied and I was accepted to start Europe Chicago's 11th class. I instantly thought about the people I'd meet. I thought if I met the right people, then I could come back and bounce back from my previous year. So that was my goal, to build my network. This was completely different from the old me. The old me was old, it was shy, quiet, and I really didn't talk much, and I wanted to change that. In the learning and development phase, I was one of the people asking the most questions in class and participating in almost every exercise. Even though some of the program may have been a little bit frivolous and some may say it was a little petty, like small infractions from chewing gum to wearing odd socks, they helped us get to where we are today. At first, I wasn't too big of a fan of Elizabeth's grammar lessons, but I eventually came around and I enjoyed them. I would crack jokes with her in class, and I even had her dance in class one time. I also remember sitting and talking to Ashley about how I would overanalyze troubleshooting, and sometimes some of the biggest issues were caused by the smallest mistakes. L&D made me into a complete nerd, and I really didn't care. Europe not only prepared me with the technical skills, but with the soft skills like adaptability and teamwork to succeed in corporate America. We all took the baton Europe gave us and ran. It definitely wasn't the straightest of the paths, and some people were lost along the way. And I remember right before we went on to internship when some of us looked a little lost and we didn't look like we'd make it, but we made it. We supported one another and we came here. And although some of us aren't here to graduate with us, we banded together and supported them too. In all honesty, we all had our second thoughts about the program at one point, but we all made it to the quarter mark. And it's only the quarter mark because this isn't the end of the race. We have to keep going on our own to finish, passing the baton along and helping others along the way. Europe is the professional opportunity we needed to build our corporate brand and our corporate network. It is the social opportunity that we needed to create long-lasting relationships with colleagues, coworkers, mentors, and staff. It is the growth opportunity we needed to mature into the people that we are today and will become tomorrow. Europe has shaped me into the man standing before you, looking to soon earn the CompTIA Security Plus certification and beating the odds every day I step into the office. Even more than that, Europe has shaped us into the people that we will become: CEOs, CFOs, CIOs, and presidents. The people that want to show other people that look just like us that there's more to life than what we see every day. On behalf of all Europe Chicago's 11th class, I want to say thank you to the families, the mentors, the corporate partners for creating that space for this opportunity to exist. I'd like to thank my internship and my manager, Michael Ucetta, and my team lead, Brenda Avant, for being here today. But I'd also like to thank Havas Worldwide for the unimaginable experience I had while working there. Most importantly, I can't forget where I came from, so a super thanks to my family, especially my mother. I couldn't have done it without you, and I honestly wouldn't be here without you. Words can't explain how much I love you and how much I'm grateful of you. So I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. Europe gave us the baton. Thank you for that. Now, congratulations to my colleagues and the rest of you that get to work with us as we continue on with our careers, because we are more than ready to run with it. Thank you.